Have you heard the joke about the...
Sorry.
All righty.
I was stepping all over you.
It's all good. This is stuff that I cut out anyways. So, have you heard the joke about the three whales?
No. Tell us. What about the three whales?
Well.
He's got a prop this time.
Done.
That's it. That's the joke. Sorry, guys.
You suck.
Are you going to tell us or what?
That was it, man. Welcome back, Weekenders.
It was a visual joke, guys.
It was more, kind of. I mean, that's the joke. Have you heard about the three whales? No. Well. Three whales. It's so stupid, but simple and effective. So, welcome back, Weekenders, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Weekend for A to Z. Election Day episode, if you want. This episode covers the weekend up to Election Day, November the 3rd, 2020. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to email us or leave a comment, but email us at theweekenda2z@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at A to Z Weekend. Past that, you can go to YouTube, search for us on YouTube. You will find our channel there. Leave us a comment. Like if you want to like the podcast, like the podcast, leave us some feedback. Let us know what you think. Past that, you can go to anchor.fm/A to Z Weekend, where you will find all 11 locations for our podcast, including Spotify.
Hey guys, I'm Justin.
I am Black Excellence. Sorry, Alan Aniobi.
You're an idiot.
JT.
Hey, and hopefully you're writing in Scott Bailey as your next president, trying to bring America back together again.
I don't know if you want to be president, dude. It ages you so much. It's not even funny.
I'm ageless here, sir.
You walk in, you're like young and virile. You're like, I got spunk, and then after that, like I got nothing. I'm old, decrepit. I look like the Crypt Keeper after I'm done. It's terrible. Yeah.
Obama's holding up pretty good.
He's about the best holding up president. All the rest of them look.
You know what it is, though.
He's black.
Black don't crack.
You're gonna say black don't crack.
Black don't crack.
Listen, we use tons of lotion. Obama?
Oh,
I have no idea. Yeah.
I just go skin
that cocoa butter.
It's great stuff, guys. Listen, I think we're onto something. You guys don't want to pay attention? Oh, and also, stay out of the sun. Quit tanning, people. Come on. You want to look old like an old leather bag? Go, keep tanning. Go for it.
Take your music, but not your beauty tips.
Yeah, sure. So tech news. I got a lot. So let's go ahead and jump into this stuff. Tech news. Netflix prices are increasing. The standard plan is now $14, with premium tier increasing up to $18. The basic plan is still $9. So we can continue to offer more. And the reason why they're doing this is so they can continue to offer more variety of TV shows and films.
What's the difference in the tiers? I don't even remember.
The standard tier, you still have like the. I don't know what the difference is.
It's basically
one's just HD.
How many simultaneous views and 4K?
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
Whatevs.
So like I have the highest tier, and I have 4K, but then I think 4 simultaneous views.
Yep.
Yeah. My parents are on my Netflix plan. It's not like they.
I've got several family members on mine, and it drives me crazy because if you hit that 4 and you're not the one watching, it kicks you off, and so you have to go sign in again. I'm like, we got to set some rules here, guys.
Yeah. So Apple's big service bundle, Apple One, has launched, and it brings together products like Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Arcade, and Apple News Plus. I didn't get a pricing for this, but does anybody use all the Apple stuff?
I don't use any of it. None of it.
I don't either. I deleted Apple Music off my phone just because it was so annoying. Every time
I have the subscription through Verizon.
Well, every time I'd plug in, connect to my car via Bluetooth, it was like Apple Music starts. And I'm like, I don't know. No, I don't want Apple Music. And then it like starts playing U2. And I was like, who put this on my phone? I never put U2. Whatever. So I got rid of Apple Music. Quibi is shutting down December the 1st.
Oh.
If you don't know, Quibi is a video streaming service.
Quibi, it was a really cool idea.
A very cool idea.
Tell me about
it was they had real directors and real Hollywood A-list stars,
named actors. Yeah.
making shows, but the episodes were only like between 10 and 15 minutes long.
Nice. Okay.
So it was like you can watch it you know, it was like commuter watching. You know what I mean? It was like you can watch this and it'll be
taking a dump.
Well, yes, that, or on the train, or while at lunch, or whatever. You can jam a couple of episodes in on a 30-minute break, something like that. It sounded really cool. Nothing ever came out on. Did it ever launch officially?
I think they did officially launch. They hadn't.
They even had an IPO.
Yeah, and they had an app, but the app was like only on Android for a while. They finally came out with. I think they finally came out with an iOS app. I didn't really keep up with it too much. I heard about it, but then I heard another video stream. In my head, I heard another video streaming service, and I was like, "Yeah, no, I don't."
Yeah, and it was one of those things where it was like it sounded cool, but I think like everybody else, they never did it. And I think one of the things that killed them was the fact that the audience that they were going for, like people on breaks and people on lunch and stuff like that. Well, we had a pandemic, so you're just in front of all your screens all the time now. Mm-hmm. There was no need for a 15-minute watch my phone, watch a quick show kind of a thing.
Yeah. Motorola's 5G Razr phone is on sale again for $995. It's exclusive to Verizon.
I would totally check it out if it were on the platform, if it were with my carrier.
So with that, people who bought it through Amazon are going to find out that their boxes are pre-opened.
Because they're folding them for shipping.
Yep.
Or folding the phone before shipping it.
Yeah. Just because it's safer.
Yeah.
Don't be concerned if you find fingerprints on your phone.
No, but I would totally check it out.
Oh, this one's got a SIM card in it.
Yeah, there'd be some pictures that I send along with that phone.
Heyo.
No, I liked I loved the original Razr. I had one of the original Razrs before smartphones were really a thing, and I loved that phone. That was an awesome
two versions. Phone. So I had the original flip one, and then I bought the Android one that came out on Verizon. Basically, it was just the thinnest candy bar or whatever.
Yeah. So Apple is reportedly stepping up to build a Google search alternative. Don't know what it's going to be called. No telling when it's actually going to come out, but it makes sense. Oh, well, actually, it makes sense, but I think with all the antitrust stuff that Google's facing, I think they're going to kind of sit back and eat popcorn while they see how it all plays out.
It'll be called Googly, and it'll be the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Well, it's like iOS.
New.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the browser search wars or anything, but I don't remember. I mean, Google didn't start out big, and as far as I know, Google didn't. I don't know why it's antitrust. They didn't take anything other web browsers and stuff over. They just happened to be the best one.
Well, it was just like Microsoft, where it was like because they're sending their stuff pre-shipped with their own browser. Yeah. That was kind of the
that's why it's antitrust.
But
which is dumb.
Don't iPhones come with Safari on it?
Yeah.
So then how come they're not busted?
Because it's Apple. I don't know. I have no idea, because that was my same question. Like, well, how does Apple get away with it then? How does Apple seem to get away with all the stuff that Google's like, hey, we're trying to do this? Like, it's seemingly Google's trying to do the same thing, but they can't seem to get it done.
Well, I don't. With Apple with Safari, sucks. I mean, you can download for free from the App Store Google as you can do that. I don't know if Microsoft wasn't allowing that, or Apple, I don't know, or Google wasn't allowing that. So I don't know. But Google I don't understand why there's antitrust stuff about Google, because they didn't do anything.
The antitrust stuff started over in Europe. I don't know exactly, to be honest, I'm not sure exactly why it started over in Europe. Because, Android has never told you, hey, you can't download this specific browser on the phone. They let you download anything you want to, just about, as long as it's in the App Store or in the Google Play Store. You can download anything you want there. And you can even sideload apps. If somebody makes an app, like if somebody makes a browser, you can sideload it onto an Android phone. You can't do that with Apple phones. So I don't know why it's all of a sudden antitrust for Google and not Apple. But if a lawyer wants to write in and let us know, hey, hit us up. I'm curious, honestly. I really am. Let's see. Apple obviously does not want you to repair your own iPhones. There was I forget the name of the website that did it, but they took two iPhone 12s, an iPhone 12 Pro and a regular iPhone 12, and swapped the camera sensor, the camera modules, and pretty much locked out the phone. So
Really?
Yeah. So they gave like battery warnings. The camera would keep crashing. It wouldn't work. They even tried like, hey, we'll just hard reset it. It still didn't work.
So they swapped a camera from one Apple phone or one iPhone 12 to another iPhone 12, and they were like, fuck it.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So basically, there's serialization all the way down to the. I wrote it down.
Components.
All the way to the logic boards. Yeah. So basically, without Apple's diagnostic tool, third-party people will not be able to replace a battery without it giving some sort of warning that it's been tampered with. So
how is that not antitrust?
Apple is making you go I think it kind of goes back to like what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago.
Right to repair?
Yeah, the right to repair. They want you, because from Apple's standpoint, if you have it like serviced by somebody else, well, we can't guarantee that they actually knew what they're doing. We can't guarantee the phone to work the way we designed it if somebody else services it. But if you bring it into us,
put that in your hands of, hey, that's your responsibility if you want some.
Yeah.
No, I bought this thing. I want this thing. I want to be able to work on this thing.
It's like the same thing as like buying your car and you're going to take it to the dealer or you're going to take it to a mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even the mechanics make mistakes. I remember working at Honda way back in the day, and somebody in the quick lube let a car go without putting oil in it. They drained the oil, tightened everything back up. Guy drove off, comes back later. It's like, oh, the oil light's on. I don't know what's going on. And they opened it up, and they're like, ooh, shit, there's no oil in this thing. How in the world did we let this go? But it's a Honda, and they actually run pretty good. So they just filled it up with oil, and we're like,
The industry I work in, we, by code, because it's a public transportation item, by code, we have to develop two different ways of repairing it. One, for our competitors, that, it'll take some time to repair it, or using Kone service, you would be able to use our tools to make it more efficient. So, and understand that. So with the code, we actually do think of both ways of fixing it, but one is just difficult.
Yeah.
Duct tape and
Joe Biden leading 50.1% to 49. Just keep it posted.
So Apple TV is coming to Xbox consoles on November the 10th. I don't use Apple TV. This is news, though. This is in my tech news. Baby Shark is now the most viewed YouTube video of all time. 7.043 billion views and counting.
That's what's wrong with America right there.
Is it?
Yes. That right there.
Yeah,
because it's
pink
so
font.
catchy.
Yeah, it's super catchy, yeah. And it's cute with little kids doing the little... That's what we do with Isaiah. He likes it. Third-party PlayStation 5 plate maker, PlateStation, was forced to stop making third-party plates for the Sony unit.
Yeah,
which
so
I
now
think
they're
is
doing basically
unfortunate.
just skins.
Yeah, I mean, but they were making like 3D. I don't know if they're.
Yeah.
I guess they were 3D printed.
Yeah, they're
Like the
basically
actual
replacements.
plates that replaced
Yeah.
the shell of the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
They were hit with lawyer
Cease and
letters,
desist.
basically, and like, hey, you got to stop doing this. But yeah, past that, the Xbox Series X comes out by the time this episode comes up next week on the 10th. And iPhone pre-orders go up on Friday the 6th, and they will arrive. Well, sorry, iPhone 12 Mini and 12 Pro Max pre-orders go up on the 6th of November, and they will be delivered by the 13th. Otherwise, you can go to the Apple Store and try to pick it up. I'm getting one of each. And then Sir Thomas Sean Connery.
Wait, you are? Wait.
Yes.
You're getting one of each?
Yes, I am.
He's got two hands.
All right.
I'm getting an Xbox Series X to replace my Xbox One, and then I am getting the iPhone 12, and then Shannon will get my iPhone 11 Pro Max.
It's making Toyota money right there.
We'll see. But yeah, and then Sir Thomas Sean Connery, the Scottish actor and producer, passed away at the age of 90.
Yes, he
Favorite Sean
did.
Connery movie, guys.
Oh, the Last Crusade, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which in my opinion is the best Indiana Jones movie.
Hunt for the Red October.
Yeah. The Rock.
The Rock. Those are all good. Boy, I was thinking Medicine Man because I knew at that time that when I get that age, I'm gonna want my ponytail with that gray hair. I thought that.
He had fantastic hair.
Yeah,
One of the worst ones was Finding Forrester.
I don't even remember that one.
Yeah, I don't remember that one
Exactly.
either.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all my tech news. And news and other news, entertainment news, it's all done. Scott, what do you got?
Man, we got some F1 racing last week, and just the start was kind of odd because there was real racing and no crashes. So it was
No crashes at all?
No, there was crashes in the through the race. We had some did not finishes. Yeah, but the front end, the past 3 races just has been, when that light turns green, just some carnage. So it's kind of a different shade of pace, and it was really cool to see the racing going on that quick. So they raced at Autodromo Enzo Edino Ferrari in Ioma, Italy. If you can guess what that track is named after, anybody?
Ferrari?
Dino Ferrari, yes. You win the prize this week.
Yes.
The first Grand Prix in that on that track was 1980, and it's a 4.9 kilometer circuit. So it's kind of one of the longer ones that I've seen. Can we take a guess who might have taken podium?
Verstappen.
No.
What?
Nah. Car broke. Broke car.
Dude, get out of here.
Car broke.
I was like, he's the one name I remember.
Yeah, we got Lewis Hamilton taking first place again. This breaks not only, last week was the overall win record. Now he has put himself into place to win 7 champion titles in a row, and that is the most by any man as well. So,
wow,
man, that guy. So he raced it in 1 hour 28 minutes. Bottas came in second. Go figure. Followed, which was only 5 seconds behind. So Lewis was, kind of limping along, I guess. I'm just kidding. He raced well. And then Daniel Ricciardo, another really well-known and good driver, 14 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton. So,
okay.
Yeah, man, it was a great race. Enjoyed it. So, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
Right on.
Yeah.
So, weekends, guys?
I'll start. What did we do this weekend? We didn't do much. We didn't go out. We just kind of hung out at the house. A lot of it was dealing with stuff with my son. So apparently at some point he got a cut on his toe, like around the cuticle area of his big toe. Mm-hmm. And after a couple of days and not notice anything, on Friday he went to my wife and he said, "Hey, my toe looks weird." Uh-oh. And it's super infected.
Oh.
Ingrown nail?
No, not ingrown. It was back at the cuticle line.
Oh.
So she, having worked in cosmetology and all of that stuff and going and taught it and going through all of the sanitation and all of that kind of stuff, is like, oh no, that's not good. So she found a podiatrist that was open and would see him same day, and they took his toenail off. Took it off.
Wow.
At least it'll grow back.
Yeah, it was because the infection was so far back in the matrix of the nail where the nail actually gets made.
Oh, the nail bed. Yeah.
Yeah, they had to they pulled the sumbitch out.
Wow.
So yeah, it's so that happened, and at the same time that's happening, he was also getting into a lot of trouble at home because he wasn't turning in his homework on time at school, which I don't know how you do that when all of your homework is literally online because you're going to school from your bedroom. So it's not like I lost it or I forgot it in my bag or whatever. It's like, so we had big conversations about that stuff. Cause it's the same, we've dealt with the same kind of shit for ever. And it's like, but I mean, when I got an update from his art teacher, and my son is a magnificent artist. He's, great. I could never do what he does. And it was like, oh, he hasn't turned in an assignment. And it was the only assignment, or there's this one of two assignments. So he had, like, for a little while, he had a 50 in art class. It's like, you didn't turn this assignment in, buddy. You didn't turn this thing in. He was like, oh, I'm going to turn it in later today. I was like, it's 10 days late. Like, it's 10 days late. What the hell? And we just had a whole bunch of those kind of things happening at a lot. So 10 days late, other stuff, chemistry stuff late, his computer science stuff late. And it's like, there's no excuse. Distractions in the form of he doesn't do his homework, because as soon as he's out of school, he would, immediately jump on to Steam or Discord and start playing games and doing that kind of stuff. So it's all that kind of nonsense. So I mean, so what we've done is, it's like, all right, dude, as soon as you're out of school and your homework's done, turn your computer off. He has a desktop, so turn your computer off and bring me the power cord. Mm-hmm. So, and we're gonna do that for the next couple of weeks and see how it goes.
Yeah.
We didn't take it. I didn't take anything else away. I didn't take. He still has his phone. He still has a Switch. There's still a TV in his room where he can watch. I didn't take everything away, but I took that one big thing. So if if he's not, if he didn't shape up, then more stuff gets taken away.
Does he get shipped out?
Do what?
I'm just kidding. If he doesn't shape up,
ship out.
Gee, I wish I could do that, but that's not going to happen.
Send him to the Canadian military.
Yeah,
they're really nice up there.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm kind of, but other than that, I don't think we did anything. What else did we do? That was it. That was it. We didn't go anywhere. We didn't do anything. TV watching and stuff like that, but nothing like, of course, watch.
Anything exciting?
Of course, watch Mandalorian.
We'll go over that later, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. And I did, there is something I wanted to bring up, and we can move this to the next segment or not. But one of the things, because of all the political insanity that's happening, and, I've been trying to find other stuff to occupy my mind.
Trying to stay off of Facebook.
One of the things that I found is something that I kind of want to do is I found these people, there's different YouTubers that do it, but they do hiking, but like ultralight backpacking, and I've watched some people and they do like these super long trails, like the Appalachian Trail, which is from Georgia up to Maine, or the one from there's one on the Pacific coast. It's the Pacific Crest Trail, and it's literally from the border with Mexico up to Canada.
100 days, I think it takes.
Usually those are about 6 months.
6 months. Sorry.
6 months to do that. But in doing research, there is, they call it through hiking, because you're hiking an entire way. The other kind of hiking is like section hikes. There is one in Texas, or the longest one in Texas is 96 miles. And it takes between a week and 10 days to do.
Let's do it.
I was going to ask, anybody want to do it maybe coming up springtime?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Early spring for me.
Yeah, I'm thinking either like, it's Texas, so, it'll be, and it's down around Houston. It's north of Houston.
Yeah, Justin, I remember you showed me this map.
Yeah,
Like the hiking
it's
thing.
called the Lone Star Hiking Trail, and it's north of Houston, so it's in the Sam Houston National Forest or whatever state park. I don't know. It crosses several state parks or whatever. I want to do it. I think it would be super cool to do. Go out there. You carry everything with you, so you carry all your water, you carry all your food, you do all that stuff, and you hike for 7 to 10 days.
Yeah, there's another one that I want to do, and that's El Camino over in Europe. It's a little bit longer, I think.
I watched a thing on. That's one of the things that I watched. There was a girl. Her YouTube channel is Homemade Wanderlust, and she a couple years ago, she and her sister did that, but with the El Camino in Europe. They started in France and then walked through Spain. You didn't have to pack food or a tent because there are hostels along the way that you stay in. So, but yeah, I would totally want to do that too. The Camino de Santiago. But yeah, but if you guys are interested, we can totally start planning it out and moving forward in it.
Any
I think it'd be
hostels on
fun.
that trail?
Huh?
Any hostels on that trail?
Nope. This is all middle of nowhere Texas. So it is.
Wait, are we talking doing
All
the full thing,
backpacking,
or are we
like-
just gonna do like a section?
No, I want to do the whole thing. I'd love to do the whole thing. I think that would be so fun to
Live
start walk,
We'll have to
do
build up
96
to it.
miles
It's
and
been
come
a
back.
while.
Well, if we're gonna do it, we could do some. We can get our gear and then do some shakedown hikes and stuff like that. Some 10 mile there and back hikes and stuff like that out here. Because there are trails in and around DFW, but they're not long.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could, if you do a 4-mile trail 3 times, that's great. You know what I mean? That shows you kind of what a day like would be with your pack on your back and all that stuff.
Pack on the back.
So,
Okay.
yeah, that would be a lot of fun. I think if we could do it, if we're into it, let's start doing it and taking it seriously.
All right.
Any
good.
objections?
I have no objection. I've thought about the long one with the hostiles, but sounds like I'm going on an Indian trail or something. Hostiles.
Yeah,
Hostiles.
hostels.
Am I allowed to say that now?
So what I'm seeing now is president update right now. Georgia is 53% Biden. South Carolina going to Trump. I don't know.
Mine's not updating.
13-3 right now on the the website I'm looking at.
Yeah, New Hampshire's 63% Biden. Like I said, mine's not updating, but
Yeah, from what I'm seeing, as far as like the electoral college count, Trump has 13 votes, Biden has 16 votes, and it's the race to 270.
yeah.
Race to 270.
So, anyway, yeah, that was my weekend. So
Okay.
cool. We'll start looking at gear and cool stuff like that.
What'd you do, JT?
Rewind a couple weeks. Let's see, one weekend, just hung out, watched TV, listened to Tom Brown's Body, that podcast, the one that's in Canadian Texas, up near the Panhandle. It's actually pretty good. It's eight parts, but they've only released like 5 so far. I'm kind of like a binge type guy, so I just kind of wish I can, consume it all at once. Yeah, I caught up on Mando. Pretty good. What else did I do? Oh, went to last Tuesday. I missed the podcast, but we did Halloween themed trivia night at Flying Saucer. Killed it. I mean, the nearest team was like 10 points away from us. So
It's like you're like the Lewis Hamilton of trivia.
well, I I nailed a couple of them, but my buddy is the one that's because a lot of them were horror films. So
Okay.
like my buddy's super into them, but I knew like one was like, what's the name of the candy bar named after Teddy Roosevelt's granddaughter or whatever.
Baby Ruth.
Yep. Or like the Mars is named after this candy bar after their horse.
Yes.
Well,
No, I've had. It's a. Yeah, I'm in certain friend groups. I'm not allowed to play trivia games because I have this a giant amount of useless information in my head. So I usually come in one or two when playing those games. So
Yeah.
there was a time. You guys ever go to the Flying Saucer in Addison?
Yeah.
They used to. I don't know if they still do, but they had the trivia nights on Sunday. Excuse me, on Sunday nights, the pub quiz. And I would go with. It was just me and a buddy would go, and for 3 weeks running, we won, and it was just the two of us against a bunch of other, tables that had like 12 or 13 people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they don't.
Yeah, I went to that one on Tuesday. I guess they have Tuesdays as regular now.
I would do well. It's one of those like I could do everything but sports, and he would take all the sports stuff.
Yeah,
and there's some sports stuff I know, but I'm just not the. It's one of those things when you get into like that real ethereal kind of stuff where it's like how many stripes on the Yankees uniform. I have no idea.
Yeah,
he could be like 74.
74.
42.
I went to a costume party. I won for most, I guess, funny or whatever. I just dressed as a Zoom business call. So I had like suit on the top and then like sweatpants on the bottom, sandals.
We got pictures?
There's one on Facebook somewhere.
What was your costume?
It just said I was on a Zoom business call.
So he had did you wear a tie?
Yeah.
So tie, blazer, and shorts with flip-flops.
Yeah, basically. So one, and then we did happy hour for FYP, did another costume contest. We donated about, that was also a coat drive. So people bought about 20 coats that night, and then today we delivered. I added more, so we had about 30 coats we donated to Frisco Family Services. What else? Oh, this seems like I did a lot. Just, I don't know. Oh, last Saturday I did another game night. Played another nerd game. It was pretty fun. It's called, I forgot what it's called. Open it real quick. It's called Talisman. So I don't know. This group of friends are really into those type of board games like Seven Wonders and Dominion and all that. I don't know if you guys play those deck building games. So that's all I did. Just hang out, and then just hang out with friends. I think I'm supposed to go out to Dallas this weekend.
Yeah, I forgot that even talking about it, just because everything has been, even though Halloween was 4 days ago, everything's been politics since then. So yeah, I totally even forgot that it was Halloween 4 days ago talking to you. Yeah, it didn't change anything for the weekend. We didn't have a single, we had our lights off and everything, but no trick-or-treaters went down our street at all whatsoever.
Holy cow, you had to be careful in these neighborhoods around here. I was just driving the normal speed limit, but yeah, there was kids all over the place down here or up here.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard fireworks because I guess the colony always has fireworks for some reason. And then I didn't hear any kids though.
Anyway, Alan, what was your weekend, sir?
I'm probably going to go last because I'm sure you guys will have questions.
Okay. Mr. Scott.
Yeah, so Friday continued Treadstone. I'm digging that. I think we might be done now. I think we wrapped it up. Kind of surprising the end didn't quite end like I thought it would, so maybe there's more episodes coming. But
Wait, Treadstone? Like Jason Bourne Treadstone?
Jason Bourne Treadstone, yes. So it's on Hulu, and I recommend it, man. It's really good.
How many seasons were there? Was it just the one?
No, we got 2 on Hulu, and I think that was it. So it doesn't sound like it's going to come back. little sad. Saturday, went to Rudy's, had a treat. So I don't know if y'all heard me talk about SoulCon, but the author of SoulCon was at Rudy's. Got to meet him. Actually, had a quick conversation with him. Really nice guy. It was awesome. Went to the movies Saturday night. Went to go see Come Play, and yeah, that show. There's some creepiness to it, and reminded me of some books that I've read. So I don't know if y'all have seen it or not, but in the background, if you're on YouTube, you can see. Oh, what was in the closet? Ooh, yeah, that was. It's a good show.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh yeah, you like scary movies, huh, Al?
Oh, yeah, I love them. Yeah, can't get enough.
Yeah, you got to deal with the fear, right?
No, I don't do scary movies.
I don't do scary movies.
Nah,
Depends on the scary movie, but
Well,
don't quite want to show that quite yet, but watched Mandalorian as well. Saturday night went to Josie Records and got me 2 new albums. We got Captain and Tennille when I was growing up, about 5, 6, 7 years old. I was so in love with Tennille. Oh my goodness, I don't know why, but ever since then I've been in love with singers. So, and then the other one was Leo Sayer. So kind of that in that same mid-70s music genre. Spent a whole, I think, $5 for the 2 albums. They were having a sale, like 50% off CDs. So, I got a picture here for you YouTube channel watchers. Yeah, use your words, Scott. Use your words. Again, I mentioned that they had a sign in the back from Bill's old record store, but they inherited all his records. So I don't know if it's inheritance or they bought them or whatever, but they've got all of Bill's records up there. So it was all moved there. Sunday, went to Frisco Diner, of course, and had the French connection. Guys, love me some French toast. Yummy. And then I think I came home after church and took a nap, 3-hour nap. Boy, that was awesome. Is that considered a nap at 3 hours?
yes.
Okay, cool. I took a
it's
nap.
a long nap.
If it's early enough in the day, yes.
Gotcha. I got up and I still passed out at 9 o'clock, I think. But yeah, we watched the first episode of The Mandalorian. Yeah, I can't wait to get into that a little bit later. I enjoyed it. I think we're all caught up on it, so we can actually talk about the first episode.
Yes.
For you binging people, we'll talk about how you like one episode at a time. So, Alan.
Okay. So, Thursday. We're going to jump back. So Thursday, my parents wanted to watch Isaiah for the weekend, so they picked him up that evening, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll keep him, and we'll let you know when you guys can pick him up when we're done." And we're like, "What does that mean?" Like, we'll just keep him for a couple days. Like, okay. And they're like, "You can pick him up on Sunday." Like, Sunday? Well, that's a long time, but they did. They told us when we went to go pick him up, they were like, "Yeah, he cried like halfway back home because I think he realized, like, wait a second, Mom and Dad aren't here." And so he was like crying for us, which was sweet, but sad at the same time. It was like, "You're in good hands, bud. Don't worry about it." Friday. So since we were without child on Friday, we had so much more room for activities.
What kind of activities did you get into, Alan?
We went on a dinner double date at Ida Claire's off of Beltline and Quorum with Mark and his lovely wife, Keisha.
Love that place, and both of you guys went without me. I'm a little disappointed. Hey, what did you have?
Take it up with Mark. So Shannon had I have it all written down here. I'm trying to read it. So we started off with the meat board and the biscuits with the bacon gravy and honey butter. Bacon. Fantastic. The meat board had like 2 different kinds of sausage, 2 different kinds of cheeses, homemade pork rinds. One of them was a ghost pepper cheese, was actually a ghost pepper cheddar, which is actually really good. The other cheese was like horseradish cheddar of some sort. The ghost pepper cheddar was good. It's not as hot as I expected it to be, but it was flavorful. It was good. I didn't do the pork rind, but the sausage, they had a black pepper sausage and a jalapeno sausage. The black pepper sausage was really good. Really good. Yeah, and then the biscuits were fantastic. The honey butter was awesome. The bacon gravy was delicious. For dinner...
I'm sorry. I was going to say, have you ever had the pork chop?
No, I've never had the pork chop.
It's like a 2-inch pork chop still on bone. Oh, my goodness. It's so good.
See, everywhere it goes, like everybody says, get the pork chop. Like Perry's, they're like this guy down here, JT will be like, get the pork chop. Yeah, so he's not.
This is the best value.
Best value, yeah. I never have the pork chop anywhere these places, but maybe I'll try next time.
Highly get the pork chop when you go back when the
When
Highways bring you to their.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark.
So Shannon and Keisha, they both had the braised short ribs. Mark and I had chicken and waffles. He had the Nashville hot wings on his chicken and waffles. I just had the regular breaded chicken and waffles with the hot sauce butter. It was fantastic.
I've been trying to get a double date with Tammy.
She's been trying to get a double date with Tammy, apparently.
Oh,
for weeks.
For weeks. I will talk to that woman because I miss I Declare.
Okay. That was pretty much Friday. Came back to the house, kind of chilled. We watched the 100 season 7. I think we're on episode like 10. There's like 16, so we're trying to finish up this last season and see how it goes. But it's weird because they're time jumping back and forth right now. Saturday was Rudy's in the morning, and like Scott said, we got to hear from the author of SoulCon, which was really awesome. Yeah, the dude's like super nice and just really inspirational. Like we split it up and went back to our tables and like talked a little bit more about the whole Mighty Man path for 2021. So I brought home breakfast bowls and we had coffee here. Shannon and I had coffee here at the house. After that, we went to the home store and picked up Christmas stuff for the most wonderful time of the year. Nobody knows the song? No?
I know it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. So that night, again, we just kind of like chilled. We actually talked to our neighbor. Well, actually, we talk to our neighbors every now and then when we see them, but we talked to our neighbors for a long time. Did
you confirm the drug users in the buildings? Did you confirm the drug use in the buildings?
Yeah, you know what? There's some strange stuff going on down here.
Strange or strange?
Strange stuff going on down here. Yeah, I don't know. There's. We'll talk during the break about it, just in case somebody's listening. But so we talked to our neighbors. They went to a Halloween party. So my next door neighbor, Mickey, his girlfriend, she rented costumes. He went as the clown from It.
I have a question.
Yes.
His name is Mickey.
Yes, Mickey.
Is he so fine?
That's the song that she said she sang him when she first met him.
There is so many ways we could have gone with Mickey. We could have gone with Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, yeah.
When you said that, my head went strictly to that song, and I started singing.
That's exactly.
Absolutely.
So that's what she told us. She was like, because we were like,
all right, Scott, who sang it?
That was. Hang on, I don't do quick pop things, but
Starts with a K.
She was a cheerleader, and I can see it. It was a mini skirt. I can't get past the mini skirt. Hang on. Dang it. Oh man, I'm thinking too hard. That's just a problem with my 888 processor. But yeah,
Tony Basil.
Yep.
Yeah. So we asked him like at one point, like when we first met him, we're like, "Hey, how'd you guys meet?" And she was like, "Yeah, I sang the song. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine." We're like, "Okay, yeah, that works."
Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, so their costumes were epic. She went as like Freddy Krueger, which she had the nails and the mask and everything. He went as the clown from It, and I mean, the costume was legit. It was legit costume. But,
there's an Elm Street in every town.
There is an
So
Elm
it wasn't.
in every town.
She didn't go as like sexy Freddy Krueger. She just went as like Freddy.
No, she didn't do the sexy Freddy Krueger with the half torn top.
I wonder what that would look like.
We've all seen this, the sexy nurse, the sexy Freddy Krueger. Nobody goes as regular Freddy Krueger, but she did.
Especially girls.
Yeah,
I'm going Freddy Krueger next year.
That was pretty much Saturday.
Sexy Freddy Krueger male
That's
version.
what you're gonna do? What, are you gonna have short hot pants?
Oh man, you have no idea how short these shorts are gonna be.
Yeah, painted nails. Wait. So Sunday was church, which was the last couple Sundays at church. They've had guest speakers, which has been great. And then this last Sunday, we were like, hey, let's try it again. And because they were supposed to have a guest speaker, and then something changed last minute, and they did not have a guest speaker. And so church was very painful to watch, to actually to be there, not to watch. We were there in person, and it was extremely painful to the point where like I was like, dude, what the?
Was it politics again?
Go, dude. So they had a guy.
So wait, so you had been going to a different church. Were you back to your?
Yes, we had gone to a different church for a while, and then we're like, you know what? Let's try out our home church again, and just see if things have cleared up, and if not, then hey, I guess we know what church we're going to go to. And so things for a while had cleared up. We're like, hey, okay, still kind of uneasy about it, but hey, we'll see what happens.
But the week
and then this last Sunday, I was like, oh my God. So there is a gentleman, I don't remember his name, but I guess he works for President Trump, and told the congregation he's in charge of Texas. Happens to be a black guy who specifically said that he's not black, he's an American, and he's like, no offense to anybody who's African American, but he's like, I was born in America, I'm an American. Okay, bro. And then after that, went further on as far as
I'm gonna say this: go to Bama and see if that shit still works.
That's exactly what. Yeah. So he went on further and was like, I don't believe in systemic racism because people put themselves in those situations. And I was like, I don't think that's how it works, dude. Are you serious? Maybe that's
when
not
I
what
walk into a
happened to
convenience
you.
store, I'm asking to be discriminated.
Thank you. Maybe that's not what happened to you. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. I walked into second grade and I was standing in line to get my lunch, and this other second grader decided to drop a bomb on me, and I don't think I asked for that. You know what I mean? I'm sure, like JT, just like you said, when you walk into a convenience store, I don't think you're asking to be profiled.
Yeah.
And
this
he went
guy
on.
knows Matt.
Yeah, he went on and told a story about how he was on the streets and was doing drugs and in that life, and was arrested, and and he said he thanked his parole. He thanked the detective that arrested him, and he pointed out, I guess he wanted to make it clear that the detective didn't arrest him because he was black. The detective arrested him because he committed a crime. Well, I agree wholeheartedly with that. I mean, of course, I would expect the detective to arrest you. I would expect the detective to arrest anybody if they're committing a crime. But I don't know. So it was extremely painful that day in service. And even with the election and stuff coming up, I'm just like, dude.
Scott, were you there?
I was, and I was feeling uncomfortable for Alan. I think you probably went to the 11 o'clock service.
Yeah, we went to 9 o'clock service.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah. That's right. Because
me and homeboy, we made eye contact.
But what was your thought? But what were
my thought?
Scott's thought on. I want to know your personal take. I know that you felt bad for Alan, but what did you personally take from it?
Okay, so I don't know how to answer this. I get so much more out of the church than what happens on the stage every week. So sometimes it does. I'm like, I would like to not worry about the politics of it, and let's just go, biblical. But I can't. I don't look at that. That's not where I'm supposed to get that's not where I'm getting my learning from. That learning in the Bible is my responsibility. What happens on stage is to give me tools to apply to life using biblical principles.
I agree.
So yes, I would prefer if we didn't touch this topic, because I know that there's not just Alan, but there's a couple of people that I've gotten feedback in the past couple of weeks on the same thing. So, but again, the brotherhood that we go through, what I get through that, what I get through the Bible studies, where most people will take the good and bad and weigh it out, and whatever side it weighs heavy on, then they'll make their decision. I, on the other hand, the heavy or the bad might not weigh as heavy as what I get out of it, even though there's fewer things on the good side. Does that make sense? So
no, that makes sense. Would it, from my interpretation, because I've done this in churches before, I didn't go to Sunday service anymore because I got what I needed out of Wednesday night services or other services that I went to where it was more small group, or we were focused more on scripture, or we were focused more on going through a book like you guys have done with SoulCon and stuff like that, trying to learn more about ourselves. And the Sunday morning stuff was more the way that I was always taught, is that Sunday morning is for the people who come in off the street. That's the hook that gets them in the door. And then we offer them these other things. But if that's what you're selling, if that's what's in your store window, I don't know. But I mean, it's one of those things where I understand exactly what you're saying, Scott. It makes perfect sense to me.
And I know that this is a season too, so yeah, I know next weekend it'll all be over and won't, it'll go back to
Maybe
principles.
depending on who wins.
I will say that I got a Survey Monkey this week, and that was said in the additional comments. Not per my perspective, but towards the fact of what I just said. I've gotten a lot of feedback just from people that I consider my family of choice. Same kind of feedback. So I put that in the external comments.
Yeah. So for me, so what you said, Scott, I completely makes sense. I mean, I maybe I should start looking at it that way, where Sunday is more reinforcement of what I get out of small groups and not so much the main course per se. And maybe I
should be the main course. Yeah, that's just my view. It really shouldn't be the main course.
Yeah. And maybe I need to look at it that way instead, and that would. But at the same time, like I got the same. Obviously, Scott, you mentioned the survey. I let him have it in the survey. I was like, dude, I can't. What do you want me to do with this? Every week there's something. Like the last couple of weeks have been great, and then, I was like, I'm sorry, but why do you think? I was like, why do you think the main pastor had you stand up in the congregation and talk about, hello, because you're black, dude. That's the reason why. I'm sorry that you don't think you're black. Maybe that's not why, but from my side, I'm like, well, cool story, bro. I'm glad that you don't think you're black. I'm glad that you want to call yourself an American. That's fine. I call myself an American too. However, I call myself an African American because my parents are directly from Africa. Anybody else who doesn't want to call themselves an African American, fine, go for it. But at the same time, I think that every single job application you fill out, they still got those little check boxes at the end. They still have the check box. You can check other if you want to, but they still got those check boxes at the end. You tell me why they're still there.
Well, you can check other, or you could choose not to.
You can choose not to, sure.
I mean, so this, I know we're getting a little off topic, but I don't remember if I told you all
off topic
about,
because it was his weekend. But yeah.
So my boss, he was part of the Plano Symphony Orchestra. He was on the board, right? And he straight up quit because someone basically insinuated he was a white supremacist because he went against the idea of, so they're like, oh, we need to make this more inclusive. We need to get more races into this. And they're like, oh, we should do a Motown, and like have more black people in the orchestra. And, it's like, but the whole orchestra, they do blind auditions. Like, you don't get to see the musician.
Mm-hmm.
So why it's based on merit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, he was just trying to say, like, yeah, we can do a couple of these things, but if you try to force it, it's not going to grow much. It's not going to be an organic type of growth.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not going to really work out. And then they're like, well, you're a white supremacist because you hate black people. I'm like, what? Like, change for the sake of change is never going to last. I feel like it's got to it has to come from within. Everyone's going to have to do it.
Yeah, you have to change because you want to change. But so regardless, church was painful, and I got some thinking to do. But so after that, we walked car lots. We went to BMW, Lexus, Mercedes, and Toyota. We did not go to Honda because but we went to those dealerships because they were local and like you could drive like 5 minutes to get to the next one, kind of thing. Honda cars of Frisco did not have a Civic Type R. Richardson didn't have.
Places do, right?
The Richardson didn't have a Civic Type R. McKinney has one on the lot. We didn't drive to McKinney because it was way out of the way at that point. I mean, we went to we went to classic BMW. We went to the Lexus right off of Dallas North Tollway and Spring Creek.
Yeah.
We went to the Mercedes over there. Yeah.
How is that Type R not in every Honda showroom?
I think because it's a specialty car at that point. You have very few people that are looking for a Type R. You have more people looking for an SI because those are on the lots everywhere.
I don't know who these people are.
And they're cheaper.
They are either.
It's price point.
They are cheaper. Yeah. It's also price point. But I mean, case in point, like there's a limited edition 2021 Type R that only comes in Phoenix yellow. And there are 600 of them being made. So not every dealership's getting one.
Sounds like your car.
But it's only just color?
It's just, well, it's color and weight savings. There's different, the wheels are different. There's, different parts used, but same power ratios and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that was Sunday. Monday, yesterday. So I finally heard back from Subaru of America. They got back to me and they stated from their analysis that the mods that I had did not cause the issues that I was seeing. So that's a plus. The original price that the dealership quoted me was $8,951.61.
Jesus.
That was their first estimate. So because they were able to determine, like, hey, the parts that you had on the car didn't contribute to the issue, they were able to get me warranty pricing, which dropped the price down to $7,100. This still doesn't sound great. Hold on. Justin's rubbing his head. So Subaru of America said from there, they were like, we'll pay $4,000. So that leaves me with $3,100 to pay to get the car back. Now, with all that being said, I priced used motors. Used motors with mileage lower than mine are going to be $4,000 or $5,000. And this is coming from like LKQ, so they'll like warranty it and all that stuff. But still, $4,000 or $5,000 for a used motor. If I go with a higher mileage motor that has more than 82,000 miles on it, at that point, $3,500, $3,000. But then it's higher mileage, and you're going to get to that point to where.
But you could buy a built one for that much, right?
The built one is just the short block, not the heads.
Gotcha.
But a built like a stage 2 block is $3,200. But it's a built block. I still need heads and timing components, which is where the meat of the problem is. So with what I've got in savings, not dipping into our emergency fund and the house fund, I've got about half of that, and then regardless, the car will be ready next week.
So you're going to go ahead and get it taken care of.
I will have my car back with all new. So that's what I'm saying. I'll have my car back with all new timing components. So timing chain, all the cam gears, cam carriers, camshafts, all of it.
So then at that point,
and an ECU.
Are you going to go with
Sell
the
it
tune
after that?
again?
At that point, I will probably go with a Pro Tune instead of the off-the-shelf. So the tune that I was doing was an off-the-shelf tune, it was kind of an E-tune, but you tell them, here's the mods I have, and they kind of like generally cobble something together. But this time I'll probably go with the Pro Tune.
Who would you go with?
Datsun.
Okay.
That way they strap it on the dyno. They do it all right there.
Datsun.
As far as Datsun tuning in Fort Worth.
Okay. This has nothing to do with the old cars.
No. You're thinking Datsun. Yeah.
Oh, which I would love to have if anybody wants to give me one.
Oh yeah, those old ones. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Like a 240, a little 240Z. Yeah.
So I know
Clean.
JT and I talked about this, and so I was telling JT previously, I was like, worst case scenario, I said, either way, out of this, I'm getting a car out of this. I'm getting my car back, or I'm going to go get something brand new. Worst case scenario, I said, I pay a little bit more, and I get my car back with all new timing components, which should save me.
Does that reset your warranty?
My warranty? No,
don't you get like a powertrain warranty and stuff?
I don't think so. I can ask him about that, but I don't
They
think
need
so.
to.
I don't know. We'll see. And then, I said, worst case scenario, they do, they're like, hey, we can't, Subaru of America says, hey, we can't do anything. You're kind of SOL. And then I go try to trade it in, and then I end up getting lowballed because of this check engine light. And now that my car's in the system, any Subaru dealer or any dealer really could look up the VIN number, I think, and then be able to see like, oh, you came in for this engine code. Did you ever get it fixed? Well, no, it's still there. Okay, wow. So I think the best case scenario was to go ahead and at least get it fixed, and then from there kind of decide what I'm going to do. But yeah, I am relieved to actually get my car back.
I bet. How long's it been?
It's been 2 weeks as of yesterday, the 2nd.
Well,
But it's been
what
on
really
limp mode for
sucks-
like months.
It's been on limp mode for a couple months now. Yeah.
What really sucks is the fact that it took you having to reach out to Subaru of America to get them to go against what the dealership was saying.
Yeah.
And for them to go, okay, and then they're like, all right, we'll take care of part of it. I'm glad that Subaru of America is out there, but man, that's crappy. I mean, I had to do something similar with there was an an AC issue with the. I can't even remember what the part was. This was years ago. Our friend Josh had that issue with his AC, and he had to where it would turn off.
Oh yeah, the blower would just stop working.
Yeah, the compressor would just not work. It would turn on for a while, but then it would just stop. And it had to do with some part, and if it was in this range of bin numbers or whatever, then it was at that point in time it was like
a recall or something.
It was a recall, or they'd pay for it, or they'd look into it. And so I brought it up there and we're not, and it was one of those things, is we looked at it, we didn't see an issue. And I was like, well, here's all the information that I have on it, and the part that I have on my car certainly falls within this parameters, and I want you to take care of it. And they're like, no, we're not taking care of it.
Yeah, so
I had to go to Subaru of America, and I had to say hey guys, this is what I found, and this is what it's doing. I'm sorry. In their 5-minute look, they didn't see what was happening, because usually you have to drive it and be in traffic for it to, a car has to warm up, and it has to be on a warm day, and it has to be in traffic, is when I'm seeing this. And I'm sorry that they didn't drive it in those parameters, but whatever. And Subaru of America was like, all right, we'll give you a voucher for $500.
Yeah.
Which would have taken care of parts and labor.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the crap? Why are these dealerships aren't?
Yeah, I think again, they look at it from a cost perspective. Is it worth our time? Is it worth our time to spend fixing it? Because I had that same issue with the blower motor, and the first time I brought it in, it wasn't acting up. So the dealership was like, I don't know, if it's not doing it, it's going to be hard to duplicate. They drove it around for a little bit. Hey, we can't duplicate it. Bring it back in when it's actually doing it. So case in point, I think a couple days later it was doing it. I was like, I'm driving it to the dealership now. So I drove to the dealership. It was like, bam, there you go. It's doing it right now. The guy sat in it for 2 seconds, was like, okay, we'll bring it in the shop and take a look.
Yeah.
Well, it's because warranty repairs, they don't get paid for that.
No.
So they may get reimbursed by, the corporate, but probably not that much.
So this issue, the timing issue that I was seeing, is there's a TSB on it, which is bad enough to where it's a service bulletin basically says, hey, we messed up, but we know how to fix this problem. It's not bad enough for a recall. So that's where their 29-page diagnostic, here's how we fix the problem. That's where that shows up.
So they're probably just taking their chances on people who make enough noise for them to fix it.
Maybe. From their side, they're like, well, we just replace all the timing components as opposed to just these two things that it says to replace. We'll just replace all of them. That way, 6 months down the road, this other part doesn't go bad. He's back in here again to get it fixed. Because, that point is nickel and diming. Like, okay, we'll throw this part on there, charge him another $1,000 or whatever. So
what happens if they repair this and it still doesn't fix the issue?
It shouldn't. But if it still doesn't fix the issue, it's still there at the dealership. They're taking care of it until it's gone.
Well, what I would say, I mean, once they get it, I don't know, dude. Once they get it taken care of and that code's gone, it may be time to pull the trigger on something else, which is why you went and looked at other vehicles anyway. So did you find anything at the other dealerships that caught your eye at all?
We mainly went to look at SUVs, but other dealerships, I mean, I looked at the Mercedes, the the CLA or whatever it was. Looks pretty interesting. I like it, but only comes in an automatic.
Sent you a link. The new Volkswagen Golf R 2021 has drift mode.
You and Scott gonna be the German boys?
I like the Golf R, but I don't know. Just
he's trying not to hurt my feelings right now.
To work on it. Listen, my brother has a German car, and I don't like. He was describing things they're doing. I know he bought an old one, but still.
No, he bought a lemon at first.
He did, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's a learning curve because when I bought the Subaru, I just really wanted one, so I finally got one, and it was a learning curve.
I have to buy an Italian car. I just realized that. I have to buy an Italian car.
So you've owned all of them?
Stay away from Alfa Romeo.
No,
I looked at Alfa Romeo.
Because Scott and JT both have German cars.
Mm.
You and I both have Japanese cars. So if I got an Italian car, then we would have the World War II axis of evil of vehicles.
When your powers combine. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, hey, an update right now. Texas is showing really blue.
Yep.
It's yeah.
So my car went in the shop today. We're looking at cam cradle reseal with timing chain job, $2,700. Replace thermostat housing with water pump, $1,100. A test and replace evap purge valve if it fails, $274. Test and replace charge air sensor, $345. BG brake fluid flush, $139. I like how they put this windshield wiper blades replacement, $81. Damn.
Yeah.
I think I can do that one. Front headlight.
And the
This
dealers
is
will
the
give you
one
those
thing I
crappy
hate about my
blades.
GTI, the front headlight, because it has adaptive lighting. Left side headlight needs to be replaced, $1,900 for a headlight.
Wow.
Yeah, the Audi dealer tried to do that with my car because there was like a little bit of fogging inside from moisture.
Mhm.
They're like, oh, we got to replace the whole thing. I'm like, no, thanks. It
No, you
still
don't.
works.
I'm just going to reseal it.
My light points forward. That's really all I'm doing with it.
What is the
You don't
adaptive lighting?
You
on
don't
it?
have cockeyed lights.
Turns when you turn.
Oh, it turns when you turn. Okay. Yeah. See, I don't have that. The new Subarus do. I don't.
Yeah, so
I don't
now if
even
it breaks,
notice
it's
on my car.
$2,000.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I have not had to replace bulbs in that thing, which I'm kind of wondering. I don't know anybody that has the LED bulbs. Like, has anybody had to replace them? And if so, how much are they?
I have the I have the HID.
No, you have LEDs.
No, I have the HIDs.
No, we had on our. You have the limited, right?
No, I have the other one. What is it?
I thought
what's
you had
the-
a limited or premium.
No, I have a limited. You have a premium, I have a limited.
No. So you have leather seats.
The only thing I don't have, everything in my car is the limited, so I have the HID
seats,
headlights and all that
HID.
stuff. I just don't have the upgraded stereo system.
No, they are LED headlights, not HIDs.
I thought they were HIDs.
They're LEDs.
Whatever.
Indian leg wrestle for it.
Indian leg wrestle. They're just
Native American leg wrestle.
yes. But,
No, we're talking about people from India. It's fine. Indian leg wrestling.
I'm so lost right now.
yeah.
Break time, or we got something else?
No, we still haven't done JT.
Oh,
No, he went first.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Or
we
he
did.
didn't go first.
Sorry.
Yeah, he did.
Man.
we left
Sorry,
Alan
my
at
brain's
the
all over the
last.
place. Yeah,
No,
break
it's
Dude,
time.
I can't believe 2020 is almost over.
Thank
I'm
God.
glad.
This year
Please.
has blown by.
Oh,
Another hour added on this weekend.
Mm.
And my dogs are going crazy for food about an hour and a half early now. I don't know why. I don't know if it's sunlight or if it's, I don't know.
Yeah, man, my commute now, I'm going when the sun's coming up, so it's in my face. And then I'm going when the sun's coming down. It's in my face on my commute home. Sucks. First world problems.
Yep.
First world problems, yes. All right. We're at 50,
Break time?
85 Biden. I got 55. So that's what y'all are showing.
All right, let's
All right.
let's take a
Break
break.
time.
Break.
All right.
And we push play.
And we're back. Whoop. That's
And
just what
we're
we say.
back.
There we go. So Mando season 2,
About time.
episode 1.
Oh,
All right. And
It was
so
so
good.
good. So good.
see, this is where we can talk about it because we're not binging. And Mr.
Yes.
Bailey can have short-term memory and forget about
no,
it.
yeah,
in a week.
that's fine. No, the I thought the episode was I thought it was great. I loved how they started it out with the fight where on whatever planet they were on. He went into the fights to try and find a Mandalorian. They tried to screw him over. he said, "Fuck that," and whooped all the asses.
So wait, was Baby Yoda aware that something was going to happen?
The kid. It's not Baby Yoda. It's the kid.
Whatever.
It's the child.
Yeah, because it looked like he got up, slapped the front of the thing so that it would close or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know if he knew it was going to happen or not.
No,
I
he
think-
activated the the dragon thing?
No, the whistling birds.
The whistling birds. That's what he activated, and the kid saw it and was like, "I'm out of here."
It's about to go
I
down.
thought he did it first. I thought
Let's go
that
down.
the child
Yeah,
closed the thing first.
but it was like
Maybe I was
guess
wrong.
He knows what's going on now, basically.
I would assume that he would know. He knows what's going on. I would assume that he would have been.
been with him
Long enough.
Yeah, I mean, in the last episode of the first season, it was. I mean, he literally stopped a guy with a flamethrower. So he's also 50 years old. That's the thing that we keep forgetting. The child is 50
only
years
50?
old. So that's what they said was 50.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he was older. I thought it was older than that, but yeah.
No, well, according to whatever the show said, that was the bounty. It was like they're 50 years old. So, but no, so Mando whooped all the asses, and they said had to head back to Tatooine. I thought it was cool that he stopped at the same spaceport that he was at before, and they very cool Easter egg with R5.
Oh yeah.
So the little red robot who was the little red robot in the very first A New Hope Star Wars, that blew his motivator, and they had to do whatever. Yeah, and that's how they got R2. So I thought that was really cool. You could see on the back of on the R5 unit, like it does like a close up where you see like the back of its head, like the back of its unit, the head unit or whatever, and you can see the burn marks from where it exploded in episode 4.
Oh, I never picked up on that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And they brought back the ice cream maker.
They did bring back the ice cream maker.
Ice cream maker.
I'm
So
a big fan of Timothy Olyphant. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Dude, he's such a badass. If y'all
As
never
soon as he took off the helmet, I was like, he's not supposed to do that. And then I noticed, I was like, oh, he's not a Mandalorian. That's why.
And so did you? And I didn't recognize him at first, but that is the guy that actually wore the suit. What was his name? Boba Fett.
Boba.
uh-huh.
It was his dad, right?
So well, kinda. Let's go through it linearly. So he goes in. He's told to go to Tatooine to find the other Mandalorian. He walks into the bar. It was so cool because it was like an old Western.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was literally like guy rides his horse into a town. It's a derelict town.
Everybody's looking at like, who's the new guy.
Yeah.
I felt like that through this whole series. Even the first, it was just a Western in space.
Space Western.
Yeah.
So he goes in. That's when the guy shows up, who's the marshal in Boba Fett's armor, which was very cool. I had a feeling we would see Boba Fett at some point in the thing, but it was like, oh, it's his armor. And then he takes the helmet off, and it's not him.
Yeah.
It's not Boba Fett. But
I'm surprised he gave it up so willingly.
Well, yeah. I mean,
They made the deal.
He wasn't
but-
going to, but they made the
I'm
deal.
sure he thought it was a suicide mission. You know what I mean? It's like, we're gonna
Yeah.
die. They get with the Tusken Raiders. They kill all the Tusken Raiders. Yeah. I thought that was I thought it was really cool with the Tusken Raiders how he knows how Mando knows how to speak their language.
Right?
Because he learned from the other guy. Remember?
Jewel?
Remember that guy who's like, I have spoken?
Yeah, Jewel.
Yeah.
No.
Jewel, or how did Quill, or
Quill.
whatever.
Quill. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
bad.
taught him. Same thing. He also taught him how to speak to the Jabberwockies.
The Jawas?
The Jawas.
The Jawas.
Jabberwockies.
Oh my gosh, JT.
But yeah, no, I thought it was really cool. And then the end, like we were getting to, where you see Mando ride by on the speeder bike with Boba Fett's armor, and they're standing in the binary sunset. Is Boba Fett.
Is it Boba Fett or is
that who it was?
So if you remember back,
Boba Fett is the son/clone.
So if you remember, it's you're right. So, but Jango Fett, who all of the clones were based on in the episode 2,
died from Qui-Gon Jinn. The fight with Qui-Gon
cut his head
Jinn.
off.
Yeah.
No, not Qui-Gon Jinn. Mace Windu.
Mace was. Oh, was it? Yeah. It was Mace. Yeah.
Cut his head off, which then made him Boba Fett. But Boba Fett was an unaltered clone of himself, because all of the other stormtroopers that were the Clone Warriors had alterations made from Jango Fett.
Real quick, to go back to Tim Lee Oliphant, you notice when they were on the Mandalorian and the Marshal were on their little speeders.
The pod racer. Yeah.
Yes, it was the part from Anakin's pod racer.
Yep.
I saw that and I was like,
it was one of the engines from the pod racer. Yeah.
I was like, it's a pod racer engine. Nice.
Real quick, spoiler alert in that episode. So I'm just being nitpicky here, but when he goes inside the dragon, like, his armor doesn't fully encompass himself. You know what I mean? But like, when it spit,
magic,
and then like everybody died. You know.
Oh well, okay. So, but it did. So with him being eaten by the crate, is that what they called it? Oh, whatever. The dragon.
Crate dragon.
Crate dragon. When he got eaten by the dragon, to us, the viewers, we don't know how far down into the gullet he went. Did he actually go down all the way down to the stomach, or did he like kind of hang back somewhere in between? So that's the space magic part.
Because it would spit and everyone would die instantly.
Oh yeah. Oh, he was just melting them. It was awesome.
Yeah. So like when he goes inside, I'm like,
oh great.
Whatever. Yeah.
He comes out and he's got the electrified javelin. He's like zapping his way out. No, that was awesome. I thought it was fantastic. Such a good episode.
It would have been funny if he had that line. And I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
I'm surprised that wasn't a callback. Or
yeah. Maybe it was too obvious.
Yeah. Maybe.
No, but I thought that was really really cool.
It's hard to believe it's only a 30-minute show.
That one was longer. That one was like a 50-minute show. Yeah. Yeah, that one was
42
longer.
or something.
So
no,
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it was so good, but go for it.
Have you all watched any of the Clone Wars, the animated stuff in between?
No.
I never did.
The Rebels?
I don't know where to start.
But I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, I want to, but I don't know where to start. There's so many Clone Wars.
Like that dark blade that one dude had at the end of season 1, that is explained in one of those animated series.
Yeah.
So that blade supposedly belongs to the Mandalorians.
Well, that blade, from my reading of and listening to podcasts and watching YouTube videos, there was only ever one Mandalorian Jedi, and he had the dark saber.
Oh,
which is
he
what
created,
that thing was.
Yeah, because all the Jedis make their own sabers, and he built that one.
He had the dark saber. So, my understanding is there will be other characters from those animated shows showing up. So, like Ahsoka Tano is supposed to show up. Ahsoka is Ahsoka.
She was Anakin's Padawan.
Yeah, she was Anakin's Padawan. So
and like you're saying on that, people are all kind of in an uproar because they're not using the voice actor, who is also a real actor. They're going to use Rosario Dawson, I think. And they're like, "Oh, you should use the real actor." I'm like, I don't know, man. Nerds.
I don't know. To me, who cares?
Well, the thing with Star Wars fan is the only thing that's the thing that Star Wars fans hate most is Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because it's yeah, or change or anything new being added or whatever. It's a very strange fandom. I'm just happy that it's a cool. For me, it's a cool story. I can grab onto the lore. It's great. I've seen all of the movies. I've seen, I haven't watched the animated series, but I've never read any of the books. I've never read any of the comics or any of that stuff. So, it's hard to figure out what's going on.
I'm looking at the timeline, and there's 15 either movies or series involved in it, but I'm not seeing Chewbacca's Christmas in here.
Yeah,
It was an alternate timeline.
The holiday special.
Chewbacca's Christmas.
That was awesome.
No, there was a holiday
TV.
special.
It was a TV.
And it was made. It was on TV, and it was supposed to be. They were celebrating Life Day, and it was almost like a variety show done in. It was done in like 78 or 79 or something like that. It was done in the 70s, and it was bad.
Okay,
It
guys.
was not good.
I found the clip that we were talking about
What clip?
earlier. The clip where we were going back and forth regarding when the kid closed the little thing. He activates. Well, he just like whatever lights
He jumps
up
out, slaps the
whistle.
thing, and then
No, stop. He activates his whistling birds, and then the kid closes the thing before
All
he
right.
shoots him off.
Okay, that's fine then.
Yeah. Still funny. So you were saying that the sunset, is that Boba Fett that's standing there?
So
It's the same
Jango
actor.
Fett. Yeah,
Is
so
that what you were
Jango-
saying earlier?
Yeah, Jango Fett is dead, and the actor that played Jango Fett in Episode 2 is the same actor that was in Mandalorian in the Sunset. So
Okay.
it is either Boba Fett, who survived somehow miraculously, which makes and is on Tatooine, which makes perfect sense, or it is somehow another clone.
Okay, because I want to say in the credits I saw Boba Fett. I saw Boba Fett and then like a name, whoever played the actor.
Yeah, that's more
In
than
the
likely.
credits.
That's
Okay.
him. And one of the things that I've seen was that when Mando and the Marshal are sitting with the Tusken Raiders and they're talking about stuff, they're sitting around the fire, coming up with a plan and all that stuff, and the Marshal doesn't want to drink from whatever that little fruit
Little
thing was.
Spore pod.
Like, this stinks. There was a Tusken Raider that was sitting off to the side, not just silently, not participating in anything. Then at the end, where the binary suns are setting, you can see the what Boba Fett has is one of the Tusken Raider. He has Tusken Raider weapons, so he could have been there with the Tusken Raiders the whole time. He could have been
Scoping
sitting
them.
there with Mando, scoping everything out.
Oh.
I'm curious on how the armor ended up with the Jawas.
They scavenge.
Yeah, they didn't really clarify that. They said that either one he sold it, or I was watching something else. Sorry, it was either he sold it or he was just passed out and they stole it from him at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, either one would be acceptable.
Acceptable. Yes.
Did you find, or what you're showing on the screen, is that the holiday special?
Yeah, I believe it is. And
No,
it's on
it-
YouTube,
gosh.
so.
I've never seen this Chewbacca. Oh,
No, I mean, they were so not happy. Like, it came out and it was like quickly denied by everybody. Like, it's not canon, it's not anything. Because you go and you meet Chewbacca and you meet his wife and his parents and all of it. It was so weird. It was very 70s.
Yes.
okay.
As a matter of fact, I'm just for you YouTube watchers, when this starts up, just look at how it opens up. Wonder Woman, the Incredible, and then this signature special spin. Just
Oh,
I
yeah.
knew something
Oh, yeah.
was going when I was a kid. So
Yeah.
I can hear like the music notes that happen with that.
right, that's awesome. Love it. Yeah, not canon, huh?
I don't believe it is canon now.
Yeah, well, they took it out of the set list there. It wasn't even considered. How sad. Life Day. Not important enough to make it, huh?
Man.
No.
Yeah, I mean, consider how unimportant it is because even George Lucas didn't go back and retouch that one
Yeah.
compared to all the other ones.
So have you guys watched Lovecraft Country?
No.
Not yet.
Okay, that's the next one I want to watch. And you guys haven't done Watchmen from last year, right?
Actually, the wife and I started that this weekend, and I forgot we were watching Raised with Wolves. So I hate when I mix two binges together, but
okay, no, that's fine. No, it's fine.
We started watching it again. I've tried to watch it several times. Starting off, and I don't know if I started too late or what, but so far it's good. I like it.
Did you? Which one? Raised with Wolves or Watchmen?
Watchmen. So we're on episode 2. We've done 2, so we'll probably do the third episode after this.
Did you ever read the graphic novel?
I did not. So the graphic novel is the movie, right?
No. Well, yes and no. The ending of the graphic novel is completely different from the ending of the movie.
Okay. Yeah.
It explains. So I'm just going to tell you, in the graphic novel, there was not a it wasn't Dr. Manhattan set off some sort of bomb in New York or anything like that. That's not what happened in the graphic novel. In the graphic novel, Ozymandias basically made this giant squid monster that he teleported in there, and it started destroying the city. That's why there was this this psionic wave that went out and all of this stuff. And so in the movie, or I'm sorry, in the show, that's why you see those squids falling from and raining down, because it's a way to keep everyone on the earth kind of in check, that the stuff could continue to happen. So that's kind of where it comes from. But yeah, it's a really cool.
And you finished Dances with Wolves. I apologize.
Dances with Wolves.
Yeah, I finished Raised by Wolves. I think Alan's finished Raised by Wolves. JT, Did you ever watch it?
No, I need to jump on that. There's so many things, like following all these podcasts and then shows, and it's just a lot.
So yeah, it's been hard for me to follow, to keep up with my podcasts that I listen to.
Yeah, I was going to say
I'm catching up slowly, but
has what's his name moved yet?
Who?
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he bought a house in Austin.
Yeah,
but has he moved and started podcasting here yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I used to listen to my podcast to and from work, and finding that I don't drive to and from work anymore, I'm backing up so bad.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that, and for me, living 2 miles from work, when I would drive to the office, not enough time to listen to a podcast.
Right. Get the intro going, and then it's time to turn the car off.
Yep, park it in the garage now. Yeah.
So so you're saying the Watchmen, the TV series on HBO, and the movie, they go together?
Kind of.
Okay.
It has the base story, but it doesn't have the ending from the graphic novel is different enough from the movie that some stuff in the TV show might not make sense. So if you can go to, I think either Comics Explained on YouTube or Comic Story on YouTube, I'm sure that they have a Watchmen, probably like an hour-long breakdown of the Watchmen that it will give you what you need.
Yeah, because I remember the movie just got lauded, shit on because it wasn't similar to the graphic novel.
I understood why they made the change for the movie, but it wasn't a change that had to be made. They made the change so that moviegoers would understand it more, and it didn't get all
some of the
weird.
background, because the not the Joker, whatever his name is, the clown guy,
The comedian.
yeah, the comedian, because like he actually raped Spectre's mom, and then all that junk. I mean, I know they left that out, obviously, because
It was what they did was they made it like an attempted kind of a thing, and somebody stopped them.
Yeah.
So I mean, there was a lot of. I mean, there were changes in there, but it was. I mean, you could suspend enough belief to get the gist of it, but no. But yeah, it was a great show. It was a great show.
Have y'all caught up on The Boys yet? We're all good?
Oh, yeah. We talked about that last week.
Gotcha.
Scotty, I believe it may be time either for a trailer or spinning that wheel.
So let's spin the wheel, guys. Let me pull up the screen share. And
I say we do 2 questions.
You want 2 questions, huh?
I say we do 2 questions.
All right, I'm gonna throw this in. I deleted all the Halloween stuff. Amazing, we didn't get to any of those questions. Here we go, guys. Would you rather have fingers where your nose is or noses where your fingers are?
Would your nose be on the tip of your finger? Or would you just have...
So I'll let you call that.
So I would say that you would still use that hole in your face there where your nose, where fingers would be. You would still smell through that.
Okay, so let's keep the nose and the fingers where they are, but adding fingers where your noses are, where your nose is, and noses where your fingers are. So on the tip of your fingers, you've got noses.
Yeah, I would go with that.
Noses on the tip of your fingers?
Yeah. Would they be functional? Would they smell?
I'm thinking that they would be functional.
I would assume so.
Okay. I would go with fingers where my nose is because I don't want where I touch. I mean, listen, you got to wipe.
Yeah, and I'm
I
thinking,
don't want to smell that.
How nice is it to have your fingers already there to pick your nose or to pull an eyelash out or something like that?
No, I mean, I think that's fingers and no nose, period.
Okay.
No, well, I would say you would still have the same olfactory experience where there's fingers there. Like you would still have that sense of smell. The sense of smell wouldn't just go away.
Yeah. You've got the sense of smell.
Why is this thing not muting? Oh, sorry. Unmuting. I've been talking this whole time. I'm like, why is nobody
listening to me?
Yeah.
Right. So what do you say?
I'm with Justin. I want fingers where my nose is.
Yeah.
I'd rather have, because I've scratched my armpits, and during this whole pandemic where you don't shower as often as you really need to.
Whoa.
I don't need to. Hey, I'm just being honest.
I shower twice a day no matter what, man.
Well, you know what? There's sometimes where I shower a little bit later in the day than I normally would.
But here's the big one. Do you wipe your butt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
There it is, right there. I don't want...
But like, say you're right now, you can't smell your own scent. Will that same thing happen with other smells?
You can smell yourself, bro.
Yeah.
You can definitely smell yourself.
Well, but no. Okay, I'll follow JT's logic on that. You don't smell I mean, if I take my nose and I put it down in my pit, I can smell myself. If it's been a long day outside and I've been hiking or whatever, I can get in there and I can get some funk. But I can't smell myself without putting my nose to my armpit. The difference, JT, and I think what you're saying is like, would you be able to
just overcome it? Yeah.
Overcome the smell of your own poop particles? And I'm going to say no, because the way that smells is determined a lot by your diet.
Because like garbage men,
their
job stinks, but they're just used to it now.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sure that every night or every day when they start their garbage run, it's a whole new smell for a little bit, and then they get used to it.
I used to work in the butcher block, and I would smell like fish. I wouldn't notice it when I'm there, but once I left the store and went home, I could not go out to the clubs afterwards. It was bad.
No, I totally agree with that. I think it's a
it's like putting on cologne. You smell it initially when you're putting it on, but 10 minutes later, you don't smell your own cologne anymore. But somebody else does.
But as far as having to wipe, no. It's your
If you just get a bidet like Alan, they ain't got a wipe.
Yeah. No, you still have to wipe, dude. You got water down there. Come on, bro. Unless you get the one with the blow dryer. Just saying.
Yeah, you get the fan.
All right, spin that wheel.
I mean, just one more thing on that. Like, wouldn't we adapt? I mean, just say for the sake that if that did happen, we would have some things would change for us to adapt to that or overcome it, I guess.
I don't think so. We still haven't adapted to it, so I'm going to go no.
All right, spin that wheel.
We got a bonus question today.
A bonus question. I like the up and down motion of the spinning wheel.
All right. What 3 famous people, living or dead, would you want at your fantasy dinner party?
Okay, I'm taking one off of the table. I'm gonna take it off the table. Can't say Jesus.
Okay.
Can't say Jesus because
already alive inside of all of us.
Can't say Jesus. Jesus is off the table. Go.
Negro Damas. No, wait. Joking.
Paul Mooney? You want Paul Mooney?
Yeah. Paul Mooney, yeah.
Batman.
You got
Bruce
it.
Wayne.
Living or dead, not fictional.
Yeah.
Albert Einstein. No, seriously, Albert Einstein. Because, and obviously to, show him the technology that we have now and then see how much further we can go with the knowledge he already, whatever. I'm sure he's going to talk about some stuff way over my head.
I think, if I was going to go the smart route, I would take a wheelchair guy. What's his name?
Stephen Hawking.
Hawking.
Yes. Yeah.
He's pretty funny.
Steve Jobs, just to go hey, what do you think of the new iPhones? What do you think of them now?
Yeah, actually, Steve Jobs would be fun because I've read his biography, and he seems like he could be a dick, super pompous,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, in that vein, I would kind of like to meet the Elizabeth Holmes, just to see are you that crazy to think that you're smart enough to, the whole fire festival things. Do you think you were smart enough where you could actually overcome it, fake it till you make it? Did you believe in the product, or were you really trying to hoodwink everyone?
Elizabeth Holmes or the guy that actually tried to do the fire festival?
Elizabeth Holmes.
Who is she again?
She created
you're thinking Theranos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's her.
You said fire festival. Sorry.
Well, I mean, that guy had.
Yeah.
I feel like they're the same thing.
Yeah.
In her head.
For my 3, I've got Prince, Jack White, and one of my great grandparents that I never met.
Ooh, Michael Jackson.
Ooh. We share one. I'm trying to find my third. So my first 2 would be Prince and Robin Williams.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Love that guy. Yes, Robin Williams. All right, sorry, grandfather. He just got suited out of the table.
You're out of here.
Oh, I know who my third would be. John Favreau.
Oh,
he's smart. He's a smart dude.
Oh, he's all 3 of those guys are super entertaining. Mm-hmm. And I think that the conversation that would happen between the 3 of them when they're sitting there talking about art and comedy or filmmaking or making music or whatever would be an absolutely insane conversation.
Yeah. I'll give you that. Yeah. Well, that'd be awesome. That'd be an awesome conversation.
With that thread, I would say, have y'all ever seen It Might Get Loud?
No.
So it's got Jack White It's got Robert Plant and I don't think it's Tom Petty, but it's got three people in it that are relatively well-known rock stars, and it's a great documentary. Just to listen to those three people talk who have, surpassed I don't know what level of entertainers or musicians they have, but they're like some of the top musicians. If you haven't seen it, it might get loud. It's a Jack White documentary. He gets to know some other musicians and how they dealt with life and how they dealt with music. So I highly recommend that one. Sorry, squirrel.
What about Kanye? Would y'all like to talk to him?
No.
No,
No.
not really.
No, he's an insane person. It's the same reason I don't want to talk to Trump. He's just crazy, and I don't want to be around an insane narcissist.
I kind of just want to be like, just explain it to me. You know what I mean? It's like, what is going through your head?
I don't think he can. Most people that are that way can't explain it. They just are that way. I'm a genius. I'm great. I'm this. I'm that. And they don't have anything in their mind to give a contradictory outlook. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, I got you. What about Jack Black?
So, guys, that was the weekend question wheel. Welcome back. And if you have a question, what would you do, this or that question, put it in the top in the comments, and we will look at seeing about putting that on for you.
Absolutely. And for I believe we're at 15 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
Congratulations and thank you so much, and we appreciate it. And please leave a comment if you want to leave, give us a question or just want to say what's up or whatever.
Content suggestions.
I would love for us to get to 20, so that way we have more than 110, and I can say we have tens of viewers.
Like, subscribe,
Nice.
and share.
Nice. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to email us at theweekenda2z@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at A to Z Weekend. Past that, you can you can also search for us on YouTube. Past that, you can go to anchor.fm/A to Z Weekend, where you will find all 11 locations for our podcast, like Spotify.
All right, guys, we will see you on the flip-flop.
Wow.
Yep. Olive juice.
Couple hours left to vote for me. I'm just saying.
Good luck.